Christene Marie, and today on January 20th, we are talking about the 20th lesson in A Course in Miracles. We have been building on every single lesson since January 1st, and I'm going to do a review of the last 10 lessons. And so today's lessons builds upon every single one of those. So starting at lesson 9, I see nothing as it is now. Lesson 10, my thoughts do not mean anything. Lesson 11, meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Lesson 12, I am upset because I see a meaningless world. Lesson 13, a meaningless world engenders fear. Lesson 14, God did not create a meaningless world. Lesson 15, my thoughts are images that I have made. Lesson 16, I have no neutral thoughts. Lesson 17, I see no neutral things. Lesson 18, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. Lesson 19, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. And today, lesson 20, I am determined to see. We have been quite casual about our practice periods thus far. There have been virtually no attempt to direct the time for undertaking them. Minimal effort has been required, and not even active cooperation or interest have been asked. This approach has been intentional and very carefully planned. We have not lost sight of the crucial importance of the reversal of your thinking. The salvation of the world depends on it. Yet you will not see if you regard yourself as being coerced and if you give in to resentment and opposition. This is our first attempt to introduce structure. Do not misconstrue it as an effort to exert force or pressure. You want salvation. You want to be happy. You want peace. You do not have them now because your mind is totally undisciplined, and you cannot distinguish between joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, love and fear. You are now learning how to tell them apart, and great indeed will be your reward. Your decision is to see all that vision requires. What you want is yours. Do not mistake the little effort that is asked of you for an indication that our goal is of little worth. Can the salvation of the world be a trivial purpose? And can the world be saved if you are not? God has one Son, and he is the resurrection and the life. His will is done because all power is given him in heaven and earth. And your determination to see is vision given you. The exercises for today consist in reminding yourself throughout the day that you want to see. Today's idea also tactically implies the recognition that you do not see now. Therefore, as you repeat the idea, you are stating that you are determined to change your present state for a better one and one you really want. Repeat today's idea slowly and positively, at least twice an hour. Today, attempting to do so every half hour. Do not be distressed if you forget to do so, but make a real effort to remember. The extra repetitions should be applied to any situation, person, or event that upsets you. You can see them differently, and you will. What you desire, you will see. Such is the real law of cause and effect that operates in the world. Wow. Y'all, we're getting intense here. We're really entering the arena of our mind and spirit with this post today. I'm just looking through here because there was a couple of things that I wanted to come back to. This is our first attempt to introduce structure. Do not misconstrue it as an effort to exert force or pressure. You want salvation. You want to be happy. You want peace. You do not have them now because your mind is totally undisciplined, and you cannot distinguish between joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, love and fear. You are now learning how to tell them apart. Your decision to see all your decision to see is all that vision requires. What you want is yours. Y'all, isn't that so true? Coming back to this question of, well, what do you want? It's so important that we sit with this question of what do we want, because you get what you want. It's a law of cause and effect. I actually address this in, I think, the very last chapter of my book. You get what you want. So the things that happen to us in our lives, are we actually somehow manifesting them to some extent? And I don't think that this is always true by any means. I'm not saying that if something terrible happens to you, you wanted that to happen. But in terms of the little things, we see the world through a set of lens that we've cultivated a lot of times by the past. So the past is projecting, and it's like we have these lenses that are preset for us in childhood. Our parents tweaked the dials. If we were religious, the temple, the church, the priest tweaked the dials. Our classmates in school tweaked the dials. If we were mocked at, basketball practice, that twisted a dial. And so we're looking at the world through a lens that everyone else set for us. And so in this practice of learning to correct our vision, we're the ones going in and tweaking the dials and also saying, God, where am I not seeing the truth? Where am I misproperly attributing pain or misproperly attributing fear? And I actually want to be replacing fear with love and replacing sorrow with joy. And so with this process of really today's lesson, I am determined to see, we're speaking that out and declaring it so that we're also subconsciously telling telling our subconscious mind, you don't see right now. And that's okay. There's a lot of grace and compassion there for you and me as we go through today's exercise of recognizing, oh man, like I'm actually not seeing as clearly as I thought I was. And in this process of just saying, I'm determined to see, we're consequently also saying, and I don't really fully see right now. And with that comes a curiosity. It comes a lack of judgment, because if I'm saying preemptively before something even happens that I don't see clearly now, then I'm going to be much more open when I have a conflict or a hard conversation with somebody. I'm going to be so much more open to be like, what am I not seeing right now? And actually going into conversations with people that we love, or going into a workplace, even when we start being creative. Yesterday on the Craft and Calling, I had this wonderful, wonderful conversation with a woman who is, she's a chair for an association that serves 52,000 members. And we were talking about how important ideation is, like being creative and allowing thoughts to flow. But if we're not actually in a place where we're open to other people's ideas, and we take it personally if somebody has an idea that's different than ours, much less they have an opinion that's different than ours, and we're shut off and our dials are switched and put in place to think I'm right, and that's my opinion. Anytime my is attached to anything, we're immediately closed off, because now it's an attack. And so today, as we have this decision to speak out, I'm determined to see, which is the lesson for today, we're also declaring that we don't fully see 100% everything clearly now. Immediately, that moves us into a position of humility to be taught from within by our own intuition, to learn from others. And it also allows for us to not feel like we have to do everything alone. Because if you and I are supposed to have all the answers, man, it's a lonely journey. So with that, I'm just going to hop over here into the chat. Good to see you guys. Keswaba, bro, good to see you. Andrew, thank you for coming on here. Chester, Nuka, John, Jason. Why is your voice so croaky? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I might be getting a little sick. Hopefully not. Antonio, good to see you. Armenian, VK. I just saw your chat. That's so funny. Dejam, I think that's how you say it. Good to see you. Tom Constant. Oh, this is my little outfit. Kotwal. What do I do for a living? I have a branding and marketing business. So I work with individuals, entrepreneurs, to help them cultivate their personal brands, but then also working as a fractional chief marketing officer for businesses. And then I also have a digital marketing business for trades companies. My family has a 100-year-old business in painting. So I'm a trades baby. Sauce Dupu Will, good to see you. I'm glad you're back. Thank you for joining us. Running Man, it's so funny. I actually agree with you. And I just kind of don't wear makeup every single day. Like I have lipstick on right now, but I don't wear makeup every day just to give my skin a break. John, good to see you. Oh no, I'm so sorry you're sick. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like my throat's a little croaky. Glenn, good to see you. DL, thank you. James, good to see you. Have you got a single relative in the 42 area? I don't know what that means. I don't know what the 42 area is. Do you mean 42 years old? I have cousins who they're all married, but I've got my dad and his wife they both have 6 children, and she's 8 years older than my dad. So I think my oldest cousin is 51 on that side. And then my sister is 37, and she's married, and all of them are married. So I don't have a single relative, if that's what you're asking, but I do have a relative who is around that age. Thank you. Happy life. I love these. You know what I've been realizing, with this whole concept of I'm determined to see and really leaning into doing the work and really almost like lifting our eyes up. Like I feel like so much of life is we're kind of looking down and in this immediate physical environment. But the more I've been actually kind of lifting my eyes up, the more I'm like, oh, I actually need to not be so distracted by what's going on in the physical world. And then and when I say physical world, I mean the little dramas, the little things that just drag us down emotionally, like especially this thing. It's wild, like what that does chemically to our brain and how it really kind of reduces us down. And so with talking about earrings, I actually only have like 3 or 4 pairs because I'm like, I just want to keep the things I love. I want to keep my life really undistracted. Like 2 years ago, I started being pretty nomadic and I was traveling all the time. And I just lived out of like this capsule suitcase. And it was actually really freeing to not have to think about all of the options of what am I going to wear and all of those little things that they're fun. And it's just something that's keeping my mind preoccupied in a direction that I don't want to. Like I actually did the carnivore diet for about 3 weeks and I found something similar. It was like eliminating all of the options of food actually kept me really mentally free and kept me really mentally focused on what it is that I was trying to do. I'm just looking here at the chat. DL, I don't have any kids. I don't have any babies yet. Hopefully one day. Sauce do Pure Will. Christene Marie from Washington, D.C. with a painting business. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say right now, but if you ask me a question, but thank you for joining here. Happy life. Keswabro. Y'all, I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I've got a meeting here in a few minutes, but I just want to go back to the lesson for today. This is really, really helpful. We're starting to get into real application. We're supposed to be doing this every 30 minutes. So I have my alarm set for 3 or 4 times today, but I need to go ahead and update that so it's continuously going off because I need to kind of really drill this into my mind. And then when we think about inputs, every single thing that we consume is an input. Every word, every social media platform, it's all an input. Every podcast, every book, every song, it's an input. And so the question is, what am I feeding my mind? But then we also get to train our mind through the inputs. So this input of the lesson today, I am determined to see, that's a new input. And so us repeating it continuously is reprogramming our mind slowly. And honestly, it's kind of a subconscious reprogram. A lot is happening beneath the surface. It's like that tip of the iceberg. Like you and I only see the 5 to 10% of our thoughts and our emotions. And there's just a lot more underneath the surface. So in times like this, in these conversations, this is really our time to reprogram. So I just want to, at the very end, she says, repeat today's ideas slowly and positively, at least twice an hour today, attempting to do so every half hour. Do not be distressed if you forget to do so, but make a real effort to remember. The extra repetitions should be applied to any situation, person, or event that upsets you. You can see them differently, and you will. What you desire, you will see. Such is the real law of cause and effect as it operates in the world. So the question is, do we want to see differently? Do we want to see through a lens of hope and joy and life? Do we want to see the world as something that's beautiful, or do we want to see the world as something to be fearful of? And if we want the former, if we want to see the world through a lens of beauty and just awe over how good it is. Like, the world is really, really beautiful. It's also really, really hard and really, really painful. But what are we going to focus on? There's this phrase that I love: where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So where are we going to place our attention today? I know for me, I'm determined to see different. So I'm going to put that into my phone and have my alarm go off multiple times today just to really help me remember. So thank you all so much for joining. Just really quickly, responding to some of these messages in the chat. Chriso, I have been in the marketing industry for 14 years. DL, I'll get on it. There's only so much I can do alone. Andrew, love tuning into you. Oh, thank you. And reminding myself of key elements I need to focus on. Thank you. That means more to me than you know. So thank you. Junior Slim, thank you. Thank you for coming on here. Shout out from Cleveland, Ohio. Oh my gosh, you've been doing the carnivore diet for 3 years. Can you tell me, I've got 3 minutes before my call. Can you tell me, are you actually not eating anything for your entire life? Because it's been for 3 years. I did it for 3 weeks. So I'd love to actually hear a little bit more about that. I don't know anyone personally now other than you who does that. So I'd be super curious to hear more. And Nico, thank you for joining. Junior Slim, trying to have a good life. Don't let the comments bother you. Yes. Isn't it funny? It's the comments, and it is really all those little things that people say that can really, it's like getting under our skin, And I'm reading the book by David Hawkins, Letting Go. Y'all, I think everybody needs to read that book. Catalyze, thank you. Thank you for joining today. Kaswaba, it's Lord Flacco. Thank you. I like your name. Lennon Ware, hi, thank you so much for joining. I actually don't talk about that. I don't actually have a very strong, what I get into is emotional intelligence, intellectual intelligence, artificial intelligence, and those are the primary focuses. Spiritual intelligence too. So I don't really get into that. DL, focus on having kids when the time is right, I'm sure. Polly, it's good to see you. I hope your day is good. Fear versus faith. Choose faith over fear. Yes, I love that. And what you think it is what it will be. Neville the Fox. So good. I completely agree. Clarify demands critique. Progress demands positivity. You need both. Yes, I'm so glad you said that. It is true. It's not about putting our head in the clouds and pretending like nothing's ever wrong. So I'm so glad that you said that. It is both. And the thing here is that we choose. We choose what we see. And so when we're the one in the driver's seat of our life, when we're the one in the driver's seat of our mind, we get to choose what we're fixating on and focusing on. Polly, you said the carnivore diet is better for me than standard. I feel better. I felt so good. And the biggest thing was I felt mental clarity. So I'd be super curious to hear how long you've been doing it. Neville, power of the spoken word. Yes. And y'all, that's the goal for today, is just the reprogramming through our own doing. We're taking control. We're taking the power of choice to do the reprogramming rather than our subconscious adhering to our parents, our pastors, popes, priests, whatever from childhood. Now we're the ones, not just at the helm of the ship, but we're the ones setting the dials from which we view the rest of the world. RGF, hi from London. Good morning. I hope to come visit you this summer. We'll see. Chriso, cool. I'll sub and have a listen and learn. I've run a biz since 2005 with no brand. Oh, reach out to me, ChristeneMarie.com. Brand is the most important asset, especially as we're entering the age of AI. You are your greatest differentiator. So D is not. You said have a cheat and have a waffle every few weeks or so. You have to enjoy something sweet every now and then, but you won't want to eat junk anymore after a few weeks on carnivore. I found that to be so true. I feel like my sweet tooth was curbed a little bit. Now, I still love sweets, but even fruit, like fruit was enough to satiate me. So I'm gonna thank you for saying that. I think I need to be on that again because of the just everything I got from being on it. Okay, y'all, I got to jump off. Um, all right, y'all. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And remember today's lesson, lesson 20. I am determined to see, because in so saying that, we acknowledge that we don't see everything perfectly. And it also opens us up to learn something new and to be taught from within by ourselves, and also hear from other people, because people often have their own perspective and their own experience that we could often learn from, or just allow for a little extra grace for them. So with that, have a wonderful Tuesday. I will see you tonight at 8:39 Eastern.